Shit 90 Shows Taught Me.
Shit 90 Shows Taught Me was not filmed before a live studio audience.
Are you ready to slay another day? So are we. Welcome back to Shit 90 Shows Taught Me. I'm Jess Sterling here with my co-host, Sarah Humphrey. Sarah, how are you?
Jess, I'm good because there's only one of me, and thankfully there's not two.
You don't have a secret twin out there hiding,
I don't think so.
ready to star on a show with you.
That'd be like worst case scenario, I think. I don't know how twins do it, you know?
I don't either. It's a special breed of person.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And I've only seen twins be like super like codependent and like can't spend a second away from each other. They go to college together. They're like the same major together. They like get the same job at the same school. Or I've seen them hate each other. Like there's no in between. Like you're either a ride or die twin or like I fucking hate you. You stole my face twin.
Yeah. Yeah. This was an interesting episode. Like I
liked it.
I thought it was good. Here's the thing. I've very much come around on Xander. We've witnessed it. I feel like people understand I do not despise him at this point.
That's great.
Yeah, I thought it had an interesting message while also for me being kind of like it's okay, it's all right. Like I'm here. I watched it twice, so I've had like double the amount of experiences with it at this point.
You had a twin experience.
I had a twin experience. Yeah, it was like a goofy, zany episode, I guess. I don't know. It was fine.
Why are you so cold on it? I thought it was so fun.
I don't know.
As soon as we found out that the actor Nicholas Brandon, I think it is, was a twin, I was like, we
knew.
Prophesized. I'm like, this would happen.
Yeah, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, it was fun to see it in person. And I think that, you know, I watched it with our friend Todd. He was at our house while we were watching it. And of course, my questions always gravitate towards logistics. Like, how did they do that? Which one is like Nicholas Brendan? Which one is the twin? At what point? And from my understanding of what he said is that whenever it was one Xander, even if it was confident Xander or not confident Xander, it was Nicholas Brandon. But when it was both of them, then obviously both the twins were there. So,
and I assume that when it was both of them, Sloppy Xander was the real actor.
I would assume so. That's what my assumption.
Just because that's the perspective, like we followed for a lot of it was like we were led to believe. Also for for going forward this episode, I am referring to them as Sloppy Xander, which is the Xander that wears like the Hawaiian shirt and is like a little bit of a mess.
Yeah.
And then I have Khaki Xander, which is like the Xander that is put together.
Yeah, I think the Scoobies of the world call him Confident Xander, but if you want to call him Khaki Xander, I can't
help but notice the khakis.
I'll go down the path with you. I don't mind.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think you're right. I think you're right because especially because of how big Sloppy Xander was acting versus like how even keeled Khaki Xander was. And I feel like it was probably a lot easier because from my understanding, his twin is not an actor by any means, but this is like his only acting opportunity. So, but they look, I mean, they're twins. They look exactly alike. I was trying to like pinpoint, like if I, in my opinion, thought that there was any differences because even like the most twins of twins have differences. Like Tia and Tamara, like they're identical except for like the freckle. Which, by the way, do you know that they don't talk anymore? They got beef.
Really weird.
I think that there might be like at this moment they might be trying to reconnect. I'm not quite sure, but they were like no contact for years, Tia and Tamara.
That's very strange.
I know. It's so strange. Like I said, you're either super close or you hate your twin. But like those two look identical, like save for the beauty mark, which I believe is Tamara, if I'm correct, or it's Tia. I
don't know them well enough to know.
Sister. Yeah. Mary Kay and Ashley Olsen, as we well know, are fraternal twins.
Yeah, they don't look anything alike.
I mean, like they look like twins.
They look like sisters. They,
as much as Elizabeth looks like them, and Elizabeth does look like them as well.
She does.
Yeah. Is there any other famous twins that I'm like not thinking about?
I'm sure there are.
Lindsay Lohan and Lindsay Lohan.
And Parent Trap, yes.
Parent Trap.
I'm sure there are, and we're just not thinking of them at the moment.
Did you know Ashton Kutcher is a twin, but not
yes, I did.
Twin?
Yes. Yeah, I did know that actually.
Okay. So you were reading the same J14 blogs as me.
Of course I was.
Yeah. You knew that. Yeah, I can't think of any other famous twins, but
there's one that was in Smallville, and him and his brother, and they were the like X-Men. I don't know their names, but like they are twins who both act as well. Mm-hmm. But and I'm sure they. I mean, it is like the thing is if you're a part of a set of twins and you both like to act, I feel like you are more likely to get specific types of auditions because there's only so many.
Well, okay. So of course I'm forgetting about Dylan and Cole Sprouse, who are very famous twins.
Correct.
And I think like there's a very good pipeline of being a child actor to being like twins as a child actor, because of course there's like child labor laws. So but then like they got the opportunity of like Zach and Cody. I don't know if they look alike. I know one of them was blonde and one of them had black hair for a while.
Dylan was the one that was blonde and Cole was the one that had the dark hair for a while.
Which one was kind of chunky? No offense.
Dylan, he had baby face when they were younger.
Got it. Benji and Joel Madden, they're twins.
Yeah, singers, not actors. Or were we saying celebrities in general?
I don't know. I typed in celebrity twins.
Okay.
So that's all the twins that I can report on. This is twin talk
at this time. Yes.
Twin talk. Wait,
but
Johansson is a twin? No way, Jose.
Who is a twin?
Scarlett Johansson?
Oh, I don't know if I knew that one.
I don't know if that's true. This might be.
Oh, you know who else is a twin? There's an actor from Yellow Jackets who is an identical twin, and they look like identical opposites.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson has a twin, but it's a brother. So
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's
anyway. That's
enough
twin talk. Yeah. The one thing I'm very grateful that this episode did bring us is we got Xander out of the dank basement. Which is very exciting. Although even from minute 1 of this episode, I was like, how the fuck is he still living here? Like, where is Anya living? Why can't they live together? Where is Riley living? Like, well, there are people who are unaccounted for that we could have pair up with Xander as a roommate.
Yeah, I have the same questions, and I believe we did see Anya's apartment this episode, or her home.
Yeah, just like a room though.
It was very red. Very sensual. I had the same thought because I was like, why isn't he moving in with Anya? Like, why does Anya demand that he gets an apartment when she has something? But then again, he did say that he got the apartment for Anya. So maybe Anya will eventually move in with him.
Maybe, but like, I gotta be honest. And I know we love Anya and we stand Anya. I was a little annoyed with her this episode.
What? What are you talking about?
Because she has a lot of demands. And I understand part of it is her being mortal and she's injured and she feels like, okay, I'm going to die soon, whatever, right? She's having a little bit of a crisis. But like, girl, you get a job. Like, girl, you move in with Xander and help him pay the rent. Like, she had a lot of demands for someone who's really not helping.
I mean, that is true. That she did. That's very true. I did not think of that because I was more focused on like kind of her other storyline of just like having the actualization that you're human and therefore you're not immortal and will live forever, which is like probably a very scary thought for her. I think it's a very scary thought for all of us. But you're right, like she does have a lot of demands, but I would say like all good girlies do.
Anya should have high expectations. It's also just that I feel like I really hate when I watch a show where one partner in the relationship is like, you have to get the nicest apartment. I don't care if it puts you in debt. I don't care if you can't afford it. It's like, lower your expectations a smidge, Anya, if you're not going to then like also help. Because he is trying. He's actively trying.
Yeah. That is true. He is trying. I think that you're losing the comedy of Anya of being. I am. I think that you are forgetting why we love her, which is the very blunt and like say this thing that's on top of your mind and like very dramatized version of a character that we find very funny. I think that you are thinking a little bit more root in reality. You want Anya to get a 9 to 5 as well.
I just want Anya to do something to make some money, to contribute something if she's going to be so hard on Xander, because I don't think it's really fair to be like, Xander, get jobs, Xander, buy me things. Like, girl, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing though?
It's not her fault that all of her experience is messing with men, and that does not typically like fund you. And she had to have made some money, I would assume, because how can she afford anything that she has, her apartment? Like, but I don't know, are those like demons down under giving her, were they giving her like a stipend to do any of this? I'm not quite sure.
I don't know. It's just very interesting. I will say, like, the Anya stuff that I liked. I like the storyline that we're getting of her feeling her mortality now that she's been hurt, right? She's like, I mean, we all kind of feel this. And Xander says as much. We all feel this way. We all feel our mortality at certain times, having some crises of like, we only have so many years to live and there's not enough time to do everything we want and we're behind, and all of those feel very real. Yeah. But I love the comedy of Anya wanting to fuck both Xanders. Have a threesome with them. That did very much crack me up. I loved that.
Obviously, I'm going to ask the question, if you had the opportunity to be with two of your husbands, would you take that opportunity?
No, it's weird. It's weird. I think it's too weird. Yeah, I think it's too weird for me.
I'm such a sick fuck. I was like, of course, why not?
It's a little too weird. Yeah, it's very weird. But Anya likes it. Anya's into it. And I don't know. Were you tricked at all by, like, did you think that one of the demon, like the khaki demon, was Toph? I think his name was Neon Teeth is what I named him.
Neon Teeth. Of course I was. I thought that it was like pretty cut and dry. I didn't really have much question, especially because of how serious that fake Khaki Xander, it's not even fake, that Khaki Xander was. I really did think that like it was either like a demon or a shapeshifter. I was really impressed by the twist that like, no, it's like two halves of the same person. I thought that was fascinating, honestly. And I mean, like, the only thing that's sad, it's just like, okay, so Sloppy Xander is all the undesirable features of Xander, and put together Khaki Xander is all the good features of Xander. And I kind of felt like that was kind of sad, because I mean, yes and no. Like, I think that like obviously Sloppy Xander has all of like Xander's like sense of humor and his like probably more of like no, mainly just his sense of humor, I would say, because I was gonna say like his charisma, but I really do think that like
it's like self-deprecating charisma.
Right. Yeah. Like, so I wouldn't say that like necessarily Sloppy Xander got zero good traits.
Well, also I think he has heart too. Like we've talked a lot about Xander and being the heart of the group and kind of all of that stuff, and he does, like, ultimately it takes him a minute to get there, but he's like, oh, this Xander wants Anya, I need to go save her, right? Like, he does have heart, he does have feeling, he has love for his friends, like, he has all of those things. It's just packaged in a sloppier way.
Yeah, it's very like slapsticky. That Xander, but to be honest with you, I've never been more attracted to Khaki Xander in my life. It's just like, oh, you're like very put together. Like you are a man with a job, and you are a man that can get things done. Like, I was like, I'm like attracted to that. And I think Anya was as well, which once again, it's like a little sad, because like so many of like Xander's like sweet qualities are coming from the more less desirable end. And I feel as though like maybe Anya really does want like Xander as more of like Khaki Xander. I don't know. Like, she really does love all of him, but I just like, think that she felt more like, oh, this Xander is like a better Xander. Like,
well, he was having this like serious talk with her, right? Like when they're in his new apartment, he was like, listen, like we all feel our mortality. Like, you're not alone in this, you know. And he was being very sweet. And I think, again, he is still Xander. It's just in a more put together package. And I also think whichever Xander each of our characters were approached by first was the one they were believing. And so like, it's not, I don't think it's anything against her for like not wanting, when the Sloppy Xander comes in and has the gun, she's like, what? No, kill him, kill it. It's gross. Because the Scoobies, were thinking Khaki Xander was quote unquote real Xander, just like Willow was like, no, Sloppy Xander is real Xander. I think whichever one approached them first was kind of the one that they were like, oh, you must be the real one, because they both are the real one. They're not wrong.
It's smart. It's really smart. Like, I really was into the twist. Were you surprised by that twist as well?
Yeah, they got me. Like, I guess. So I wasn't shocked when we found out that it was like only half of him, but that I think the reason they had me going for so long was the coin that thought was he was like tricking people. They thought he was like manipulating them, or what is it called? Yeah. Getting in their heads with this like coin.
Yeah.
So
the coin was very Ethan Rayne-esque. Like, kind of sleight of hand, trickery type of thingamabobber. It was also pretty interesting. And no, it's just something shiny that I found on the ground,
which is very Xander. So like it very much worked for me. I just think we're at a very interesting point now where we have a couple different relationships on the show. Tara is not in this episode, so we don't really need to speak on the Tara and Willow of it all, but like, we have the Xander and Anya relationship, the Lasagna shippers, as we like to say. And then we have the Ruffy side of things. And it's interesting that Xander seems, again, he's not jealous in that he wants to be with Buffy. He definitely wants to be with Anya. It seems more so he's like jealous of their bond, of Ruffy's bond and their relationship, and how solid they are, and just like they seem like a power couple. And it was interesting to hear from Riley that is not how he sees them. Because I think now I'm trying to remember. I don't know. No, they both have said I love you to each other, right? Riley and Buffy have said it back.
I thought so. I thought it was really, really interesting. And I think it's very much now I think we see this a lot in social media, where you see a couple on social media, they're always posting and you're like, they are the perfect couple. Like, they're so beautiful, they're so happy, like they're traveling, like everything is amazing for them. And then you sit there and you compare your own relationship with this couple that is perceived to be perfect. And then next thing you know, that perfect couple is no longer together. And in reality, you and your relationship that has flaws, that maybe people look at your relationship and they're like, that's the perfect relationship, I wish I was just like them. You're the stable one. And I think like this is kind of something very similar without the Instagram reels of the thing, because it's just like kind of the same story but told in different ways. So I very much think it's like that. And for Xander, a lot of his stuff is coming from like insecurities, because he's like, oh, I just saw Anya like really attracted to this put together version, which means that I'm probably just like not good enough in her eyes. But like, you like every single bit of each other, you and Buffy. But I mean, I thought it was really interesting about what Riley was saying. Like, once again, like I really, really like Riley. And I think that he's just like, just all of it. It just like very much like hones in and who Riley is, which is Midwestern nice. To see that man help Xander and Anya move shit out of the house, I'm like, that is a Midwestern man moving shit. I know like a lot of people help their friends move, but like it was just like very much that, like the fact that like, I don't know, they were fighting together. It's just like I just like really, really like him. And I really like what he was saying to Buffy. Like, because Buffy also is like, do you ever wish that I was just Buffy and not Buffy the Slayer? And I loved that Riley was like, I love all of you. Like, I love like that you're interesting and you are the Slayer and that you're an incredible fighter. And I think that like, if you weren't all of you, then you wouldn't be you. And
yeah,
I love all of you. And I don't know exactly why he feels that Buffy isn't in love with him. I think it's one of those things, like he knows that Buffy loves him, but he probably doesn't think that Buffy's in love with him. I think it's probably one of those things. And I'm trying to be like, what is it? Because it's like their sexual chemistry is there. They're always on top of each other. So it's not like there's a lack of passion. Like, does he like think he compares himself to like how Buffy was with Angel, where like the entire world was surrounding Angel for her, like her entire world revolved around Angel? Is that what it is? Like, why do you think that Riley thinks that Buffy is not in love with her? Because clearly he's in love with Buffy. Like, he's in love with her. And I don't think it's necessarily that moment where he said, like, I love you, and she didn't say it back in that moment. Because I think you're right. Like, I'm pretty sure that she said I love you before to him.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I don't disagree with you about the kind of Instagram sort of relationship they have on some levels, right? Where 2 different times this episode, they're making out. And like the thing is they're not, it's very different than this like curated relationship that you see online of people where they only post the good things because, let's face it, why would you post the hard moments? You're not gonna like, hey, you're crying, I'm crying, let's whip a camera out and take a photo.
I mean,
like,
I see that a lot from YouTubers or like
it's just like,
Instagrammers,
it's just weird. You don't want to admit the flaws in your relationship for public consumption, generally speaking. And so, but 2 different times they are making out for no one other than themselves, right? Like when they're making out in Buffy's room and Dawn starts gagging. First of all, shout out to Susie Q, man. She is rising in my rankings for that gag because I thought it was hysterical.
Irritating.
And a very younger sister of her. I loved it. Especially I did love the quip from Joyce about both of them working together to give her a headache or something. I thought that was a really a good little mom quip.
Mm-hmm.
But so there's that moment where they're like making out in her bedroom. And then when they're looking at Xander's new place, they're like instantly go into a bedroom and start making out. Again, like these aren't like showboaty makeouts. They're doing them off to the side on their own. So obviously physicality and physical closeness does not equate to intimacy, does not equate to love necessarily. It's like, it's just a good thing, right? It's a green flag rather than a red flag. So I don't quite know why Riley feels this way. But if Riley is saying this, the show is also by proxy kind of saying this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if Riley feels that she does not feel the same way, does not feel as strongly as he does, that means the show is telling us, is raising this red flag of like, this is something to keep an eye on. And I don't quite know why he feels that way, because as much as I don't particularly find Riley very interesting, again, I agree with you, he's a good boyfriend. I can agree with that and also not find him interesting. I've never really gotten that vibe from Buffy. Is this an insecurity of Riley's? I don't think so, because like he's never really, there's been a couple moments here and there, a couple comments he's made in terms of like knowing she's had a prior relationship with a vampire and Angel and right, all that sort of stuff. But it's never been, it never has felt like it's been a huge hurdle for him to overcome in terms of, well, she dated an immortal vampire, why would she want to date me? Like it doesn't, he has not really ever shown that insecurity. So I don't really know where this is coming from. And I'm interested to see where it goes, because it does seem like the show is raising it as a red flag. And I'm interested to see if they have evidence to then back that up, or like even if they show us it's all in Riley's head, right? Like, I don't care as long as they go on to explain it a bit more, because for me, it was very surprising. Like it came out of essentially nowhere for him to say this when literally 2 other times the episode they're making out and everything seems fine. There's nothing that is off. You know, we are eagle-eyed viewers at this point, both of Buffy, the show, and television in general. You know, we have our eyes out for kind of these vibes, these, you know, the things that the show is trying to flag for us. And I haven't felt what he was expressing.
Okay, so then it makes me feel like if we're not seeing it, then it's stemming from him in his head, his own insecurities. Does he not feel like he's good enough for Buffy or for the Slayer or for like somebody that's like that much of a leader or like that much of a celebrity, and like or whatever. She's not really a celebrity, but you know what I mean,
she's
like
notorious. Yeah.
like, and like now he doesn't have a job, like he's not the leader, like he's coming from a place where like he was like the leader, the initiative, like like he was like top dog. Now he's like knocked back down. Like, is there a world where he just doesn't feel good enough? And when you don't feel good enough and you don't feel like you are deserving of somebody, whether obviously it's not true, then your brain starts telling you stories of like, well, then she sees it too. She doesn't think I'm good enough. She doesn't think he's projecting. He's saying like, I'm not good enough. I'm not a leader anymore. I don't have a career anymore or goals. She's the leader. She's the one. Obviously, she doesn't think that I can keep up with her. Obviously, she doesn't think that I'm good enough to be with her. So I that's the only thing that I can come up with. Like, he is feeling these things about himself, which is giving him insecurities, and then he is projecting those feelings onto her because he doesn't love himself anymore. So if he doesn't love himself anymore, if he doesn't feel worthy of love, then she must not love him. And that is a real relationship killer. Like, when you have told yourself that like you're unlovable and there's no way that your partner could possibly love you, even though that's not true, you are killing your relationship because it doesn't even matter if it's true. You're telling yourself it's true.
Yeah. This is like a big thing that I think is a big learning moment for most anybody in the world.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to learn, but like, if you don't love yourself, as RuPaul says, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else?
Exactly.
Like, you need to accept who you are. And maybe like we all have flaws and we all have things we're working on and we all have like, you know, traits about ourselves that we don't like, but you have to get past those and learn to accept yourself if you are going to be able to put out love towards somebody else and receive love from somebody else. And so maybe that's the story they're telling. I just feel like, okay, we're 3 episodes in. It is just like it is a flag that like I feel like is being waved at us as far as like, pay attention to this, because this could be how we're setting up the end of the Ruffy relationship, however that ends, right? Whether it ends in Riley sacrificing himself or them just having a normal, you know, kind of breakup. Who knows how it ends, but it feels like they are signaling something to us. And I'm wondering if we're 3 episodes in, so we're still very early on, but like Buffy is very, very focused right now on learning the Slayer lore, right? Like learning about the first Slayer, learning about who she is. And is that something that is then going to come in the way of her being in a relationship, right? Like her wanting to work on herself so much that it just does. And we've seen like, right, she's had a few different moments where she's like, oh, Riley, we had plans. Sorry, I got to go. Like,
yeah.
And not saying this is not me like, you know, chastising Buffy. Like, I think she's doing what she has to do. It's just sometimes timing isn't right for relationships. Yeah. So I'm really interested to see this. And talking about kind of the other side of things with Anya and Xander, it does feel like they're moving in an even better direction now, right? Like with him having this new apartment, she doesn't want either Xander to kill the other one once she's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know which one is the real one. The only thing that I felt like there was a tiny thing here is when the Sloppy Xander says to Willow, well, we need to save Anya. Like, he's trying to get to Anya. And Willow's like, kind of took you a minute to get there. Like, was that a red flag at all? Or is it just like a quip?
I mean, I didn't feel like that was very fair.
Like, he had a lot going on. If you all of a sudden there's a duplicate of you, like, come on, Willow, give the guy a break.
Yeah, I didn't really see that as a red flag like Willow did. Willow would take any opportunity to like kind of dunk on Anya and their relationship, which is like kind of continues to be irritating for me. And like maybe that's just because like I really like Lasagna. Like I don't really like, you know, when Willow naysays their relationship or like Anya in particular. But yeah, like I kind of felt like that was like a weird comment. I suppose, like, yeah, like maybe he could have gotten there a little bit sooner, but also, yeah, like he has like a lot going on. Like he is also not the best version of himself, right? Like
This is the sloppy version.
he
Yeah.
doesn't have like like Xander's version of like logic and like problem solving, which comes with like his military background,
Yep.
his fake military background. So like maybe if he did have that sort of like problem solving aspect to him, he would have gotten there a little bit sooner. So I don't really know if I fault him for that, especially because like he did get there. It wasn't like Willow was like, what about Anya? And he was like, oh wait, yes, I have girlfriend Anya. Like it's not like he did that, you know? So I don't necessarily think that it was super fair. But
yeah.
And
I think that the pros outweighed the cons in terms of, okay, yes, there was that one tiny quip from Willow, but like he had, again, this was a real version of Xander. Khaki was part of Xander, had this really lovely conversation with her and like about her mortality, about how he also feels that way and how he wants for them to go through it together.
And
like
it's both. You have to remember, I'm telling myself, you already know this, but I have to remember it's both parts of him. These are it's all him. So he does think about that stuff. It's
both Xanders were caring about Anya, right? Because while we originally thought Khaki Xander is trying to talk to Anya to like get her and whatever, no, he was trying to warn her because he thought Sloppy Xander was the bad Xander, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm liking what I'm seeing of Lasagna, and I think as much as Anya irritated me like ever so slightly early on in this episode, I think there is a very tough line to toe when it comes to pushing and motivating your partner. I think there are times when it can be detrimental to push too hard, because I think there's a difference between lifting them up and showing them they have potential and pushing them so hard that they feel like they can never live up to your expectations.
I do think it's a hard balance. And once again, I think it's very much like know your partner. Like I myself get a little spiteful when I get pushed because I don't want you to think that my partner, to think that I'm not good enough. Like I want to get places on my own. So like you telling me to do something often means that like I want to rebel against that. Like, oh, you tell me to do this, like, well, I'm not going to do that. So I think that like know your partner, but like my partner loves to get motivated. Like he like really likes it when I'm like, hey, like, you know, you should, for example, instead of like 30 miles on the bike today, you should do 35. Like he loves that shit because he sees that as a challenge. I see that shit, I'm like, oh, so you don't think that my 30 is good enough? Not that I could do 30 miles on a bike, like but
my ass would never recover.
Yeah, he does though. He did 35 miles on the bike yesterday.
Fucking insane. Good for him.
I know, but like I get very much like, oh, you don't think that like my shit's good enough, like, you know? So I think it's, you're like, right, your partner.
It is definitely it is know what the line is for each individual, and like be careful not to push too hard, because like it's I'm not saying you don't want to be in a relationship where you're like, I can fix him. But you also don't want to be in a relationship where you just have unrealistic expectations, and like you, to a certain extent, you have to accept the person that you are with, warts and all, flaws and all. Which, and I think you're in a good spot.
Yeah. Do you think that Anya does that? Like, do you think that she wants Xander to change? Because like, I don't know. She is always, I don't know, like she's always very much like, as long as he's doing something, she seems pretty pleased. Like she doesn't seem like dissatisfied that he's a construction worker.
No, I mean, she's dissatisfied he still lives in his parents' basement, which I'm not saying she should be like accepting of, but I think there's a different stepping stone between like having a really crappy apartment in your parents' basement and finding a realistic apartment that you can afford. Yeah. I think there is a middle ground. I think she's kind of pushing it over the line, in my opinion, at least a little bit. But I do think she cares about Xander, and she is proud of him. I think she's also just like, she's learning how to communicate with like her
With the
feelings.
human. Yeah.
And on top of that, we literally just talked about like, accepting who you are. And I think she is still coming to terms with being mortal and being stuck in a human body when she lived thousands of years. I think it is, when we think about the grand scheme of Anya's life, she has not spent a ton of time in this part of her life. And so, it could take her years to get used to something, decades. But this has all moved very fast for her, I think. So
Yeah.
I want to have like realistic expectations for her as well. I do think like I'm very impressed with both Xander and Anya in terms of how they've matured in this relationship together. And I think this is the first relationship we've really seen where they've for Xander specifically, where like they have pushed each other in a good way. And they've brought out the best in each other, which is kind of ideal in a relationship,
Yeah, totally.
So
I totally agree with that. I might have one other thought about Anya, but I can't seem to remember.
Okay.
So never mind.
Well, if it comes back to you. So Neon Teeth, we might as well just go through him real quick. Toth, he wants to kill Buffy. He like ends up going toe to toe with Giles very briefly, which is very funny. When Giles like whacks him with a statue. That was pretty good, but they do end up killing him by the end of the episode. So he is just very much like a monster of the week. No need to be concerned about him long term.
Yeah, easy peasy. It was a very easy battle. And I thought that the totem was really interesting. I thought that like the thought of splitting them, and if you kill one, you kill the other. I thought that was really interesting. Like the plan was a good plan. Like, let me split up the Slayer, Buffy, and I will take on the weak Buffy, which will kill the Slayer. Like that is a decent plan, Toth. I'll give you that. I hope that you and your Neon Teeth and Hell like continue to come up with decent plans.
Yeah, I mean, he does want to take her out. He wants to do it on his, but
he wants to bring her to the melting pot.
He wants to take her out on a date.
Show
her a little bit of his beautiful bright smile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. I like seeing Giles have to kind of stand his own ground and like what he comes up with, right? Like I think is very fun. He didn't have a ton to do, but we do get like again another set piece in the magic shop, which is great. Love to kind of get that set a little bit more, get used to it, get comfy.
I like the magic shop. I like our new digs, honestly.
Me too. We've really upped our budget here.
Yeah.
We've got new locale.
The limit does not exist.
The other thing is, I feel like Spike, they don't know what to do with Spike at the moment.
No.
This man, he needs a girlfriend or like a hobby or something because he's like playing with mannequins. Like, my guy, he's digging through trash. Like, it's really sad though. Like, he actually needs something to do.
Yeah, they need to yada yada this and just get him to be part of the Scoobies full time.
Please.
Like, I'm ready. Like, I don't know what you have to do to just get over your baggage, but we got to get you on the Scoobies because I know it's gonna happen eventually. So just like go.
Let's just do it already, please. Yeah, I'm with you. I feel sad for him at this point. Like he's literally like playing with dolls, like a little mannequin with a wig on it. Like he needs something to do. Like I think it would be extra fun if like Harmony turns out to be our big bad, because I didn't forget that she got away and is able to get into Buffy's house. And Spike hates Harmony so much that he like joins up with the Scoobies. I think there's
Harmony so much. I don't know.
It's like a love-hate thing. I don't know. I think he's annoyed by her at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he wants her to. Maybe what they'll do is Harmony wants to take out Buffy, and he's like, I am not having a Harmony be the one to take out the Slayer. Absolutely not. That is like a bruise to his ego.
Maybe.
But yeah, they need to give Spike something to do. Hopefully soon, because that's just like again, he's very comedic. I love the comedy moments he brings, but I also feel like he's a little bit aimless at the moment, and I would like to see him kind of given something.
Yeah, I agree with that. That is true.
Yeah. Anything else about the replacement?
No, I mean, once again, I think it was really cool that they utilized the fact that the actor is an identical twin. I think that it was just something that was bound to happen. So I thought that the line that I thought that really cracked me up in regarding that was like when Xander said to Willow, like, "Oh, how would you feel if you had like an evil twin going around or whatever?" And Willow was like, "I think I handled it pretty well." Like
that was fun.
I thought that was like kind of funny. So there was like a couple of like funny lines, and I think that Nicholas Brendan did a pretty good job acting against himself, but also his brother. So I thought that all in all, it was like I thought it was really well done. I wasn't disappointed by it. And once again, the twist that they were both Xander, they're both one half of the same Xander, I thought it was really good. Like it was better than like I would have anticipated. Like I think like the predictable thing would have been some sort of like shapeshifter. But this exceeded my expectations.
I did like that, like we are getting some plot progression, right? Even though it is a Monster of the Week episode, Xander has a new apartment. We have like this question mark of Ruffy's relationship.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say about Anya. Do you think that like part of Anya's push to get him out of the basement was just because of like the abuse that she witnessed from his parents?
I think that could be part of it, but I truly do think the majority of it is also just
like
she doesn't want to spend time down there either. If I'm gonna get like percentage wise, maybe like 70-30, you know, like listen, she cares about Xander, obviously. But like I do think most of it is like, this is uncomfortable for both of us, but also I have to spend a lot of time here.
Okay.
And I don't like it.
Maybe I'm giving her a little bit too much benefit of the doubt. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe she's just like, I know that you're feeling very abused and it's scary in there with all the crashing and the yelling. So like, let's get you out of here. But that's probably not it.
Yeah. Okay, as for Angel, I think you watched, right? Season
I did
2, episode 3.
I don't remember anything though.
Yeah, I watched it once and only once, and we're a little delayed in recording, so it's been a number of days since I did originally watch it. I just didn't feel like it warranted a rewatch, honestly. Like I'm already watching Buffy twice. I'm not about to like jump on this Angel episode twice unless I have to, unless it feels necessary. My main takeaways, we get a lot more from Gunn. He becomes like a more realized character in that Cordelia has a vision about him getting hurt. And so she is like, I'm not leaving your side because you're going to get hurt and I am like your protector, whatever. But it turns out, I thought this was an interesting moment, that the danger he was in wasn't anything she just saved him from. It's because he puts himself in unnecessary danger and he's going to destroy himself. So I thought that was like an interesting little twist. And listen, anytime Cordelia gets to rub it in someone's face that they are wrong and she is right, I am here for it.
You're for it.
And then obviously the other big piece of it is Darla coming back into the picture and Angel like sleeping a lot because he gets to be with her in his dreams.
How can I forget all the sex dreams?
Sex dreams with Darla, baby.
Oh yeah. Actually, you know what? That was excellent. No, I mean, yeah, like he had like a lot of dreams with Darla, and then at one point Darla was like actually in his bedroom, like giving him like a little nighttime blowjob. Like
that was at the end of the episode. So I don't know, like okay, because the way I read it, right, like we have Cordelia and a lot of other characters being like, Angel's been sleeping a lot, like what's going on? It felt to me like he was like purposely going to sleep a lot. It wasn't that once he was asleep he couldn't wake up. It was that he liked his time dreaming about Darla more than he did living his immortal life.
I agree with you. I think that that's exactly it, which is interesting. A little bit of depression. Sometimes you gotta just.
Sometimes you get the sleepies, yeah.
Sometimes you get to cocoon, and yeah, cocooning is good. I like cocooning.
I'm interested to see where we go from here. Like again, I think this was more of a stepping stone episode of like, yes, Gunn is here to stay. We're going to introduce him. We're also we've got confirmation that now they are taking over that old hotel. And that's where Angel lives. Is not where Cordelia lives.
Yeah.
Thankfully, she still gets to hang out with her little ghosty friend.
Yeah.
But now that is like their home base is this hotel now.
It's a nice establishment. I feel like it's too much room for them, but
I agree, because if you're gonna rely on Cordelia to be the one who's cleaning it, like, get a maid or something. That's not her job. Like, stop it.
Yeah, they need a housekeeper. Yeah,
they do. She doesn't get paid enough for this nonsense. Like, she has to dust this whole hotel. Get out of here.
and it's very dusty.
It's very upsetting.
Very dusty.
So that was the Angel episode. Again, it was okay. I'm hoping we really get more Darla stuff next episode. I feel like they're like slowly getting us there. But she was in the episode, beautiful as can be, BT dubs, like just looked absolutely stunning in all the dreams that she's like very ethereal, because I think they're making it kind of blurry and unfocused in a way that makes her look very angelic. But obviously the actor is also incredibly beautiful. So I'm really excited to see what they do with Darla and Angel, because we always were big fans of Darla. And I remember us being like gone too soon in the early days of Buffy. We were really upset when they killed her off.
It was certainly a tragedy.
Yeah. So that's Angel. That's what happened on Angel. Do you want to get into some feedback before we talk about what episodes are next?
Yes.
We got an email from Natalie. Just having listened to your latest episode, just a minor correction. As you mentioned, we're now in 2002. We're not quite in 2002 yet. Season 1 premiered as a mid-season replacement early in 97. Season 2 was 97 to 98. 3 was 98 to 99. 4 was 99 to 2000. So now we're all of 2000. So Michelle Trachtenberg, the reason that they're saying this is because Michelle Trachtenberg is 15 when she's playing us.
Okay. So very age appropriate.
Yeah. I mean, she looks that age too, so it works out.
Oh, did you catch the reference that like they made where it's just like, oh, you're obsessed with like skating movies? No, skating movies, like little like girl skating movies or something. No. And it reminded me of like the Ice Princess, Michelle Trachtenberg.
Oh, yes.
Oh, but that doesn't make sense because that movie came out in 2005. Okay, so
prophecy.
Yeah, it's a prophecy. Yeah.
Prophecy. Speaking of Dawn, I'm a little confused about your talking about the show gaslighting you. And now you're suddenly calling her Susie and acting like she's new when obviously Buffy has had a little sister since season 1, episode 1.
Okay.
I appreciate, this is what we're doing.
I see your jokes, Natalie. I see your jokes.
I appreciate, like Joyce, Dawn wasn't around much in season 4 when Buffy was mostly on campus, and she's grown up a fair amount since season 3, but the two of you spent a fair amount during season 1 through 3 talking about how annoying she was and didn't add any value.
Oh,
you had so much to say in that 3-episode arc when Spike, Drew, and Angelus, kidnapped her and kept her hostage. And now you're saying you don't remember any of that?
Yeah.
Has someone put a spell on you two? And then in parentheses, Teehee.
Yeah, it was Willow. She put a spell on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I loved that quick little spell at the end of the episode where she's just like, end the spell, and then Xander is back.
Oh my God, that was so stupid. Like, that's all it took.
Oh, I love Xander also being a bad influence on himself. I thought that was pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
they
great.
started like with the dick and fart jokes really fast. It was funny.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, Natalie. Yeah, I can't believe that we forgot that Dawn was there the entire time, and all the times we complained about her. Kind of like now that you say that, I remember when we used to compare her to Morgan from Boy Meets World a lot.
Yes.
Like we would always compare those
constant comparisons.
And like Michelle is like a much better actor now, but like when she was a kid, I like don't think that she was.
She screamed all her lines. Just like
I don't
Morgan.
think that she was. Yeah, exactly. I don't think she was as good as a child actor, but she's definitely better now.
Yeah. Nat has one more additional trivia fact. I remember reading a long while back, Joss had actually intended to give Buffy a sister who was more like 8 to 10 years old. And when they ended up going a different route, they didn't amend the script enough. Hence her acting pretty childish for a 14 to 15-year-old, needing a babysitter, etc.
Yeah.
That makes so much more sense because truly the most unbelievable fact of all of this was like that a 14-year-old needs a babysitter. Like that's what are we doing?
When I was 14, I was babysitting children. I mean,
exactly.
I was babysitting at like 12.
You were the babysitter, not the sat.
Yeah, I wasn't a very good babysitter, honestly, because I remember one time in particular, we were playing Pretty Pretty Princess, and the kid like took the tiara, and I was like, "You can't take the tiara, like you're cheating." And she was just like, I win. I'm like, you did not win. So I
Give
got
me the tiara, child.
I got a little mad
Yeah.
because I just
You
like
wanted the tiara?
probably I just like didn't like the cheating.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
We also got a message from Michael. Hey, Jess and Sarah, I've been getting crushed at work, but I heard the bat signal go out. There aren't a ton of actual crossovers this season. The network leaned on that more in season 1 and tried to get Angel to develop its own viewership more in season 2. But here you go. So we have crossovers, sorta question mark, are 1, 9, and 17. And then the connected events are 11 and 22.
Okay, so if I need an out, those are the episodes that I watch.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Season 2 of Angel, not my fave, but there are some things you'll love. Sarah may be back on board for episode 9. Just saying.
Okay. So episode 9, I can really just go to sleep until episode 9 is
That's what I'm
hearing.
that's what I'm hearing.
That's what
he says season 3 is fine. Everyone hates season 4, but it has some of the best standalone episodes and some legendary crossovers. And season 5 is a masterpiece. Easily one of the best all-around seasons. I love how it's like, listen, you'll love season 5. You just have to watch 4 seasons to get there. Balances a soap opera with the supernatural, with just the silliest shit, and includes at least one of your all-time favorites who just redefines the show entirely in the best possible way. I wish you could just skip to that because the payoff is there, but you got to slog, friends, or Jess does anyway, ... Keep up the great work. I'm still listening. This podcast has been the only thing I've gotten to listen to or watch for fun in the past 3 weeks. I appreciate you.
Oh, wow.
Well, Michael, thank you so much for your hard work and on both fronts, on both the Buffy front and your real life work.
Good job at working your actual job. But, I can't relate.
But also, Michael, we hope it eases up for you soon because that sucks. Camaraderie, friend. Hopefully it ends soon. So there you go, Sarah. We now officially have the crossovers that you will need to watch if you want to give up on the others. Up to you. Okay. I'll still watch because what else am I doing, you know? Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's Buffy. That's our feedback. If you want to send in feedback, shitnightyspod.com is the way to do it, or shitnightyspod@gmail.com. We'll get both. It's great. Loves hearing from all of you. If you're a new listener, especially, reach out. Let us know you binged us for whatever insane reason. I apologize for anything I said multiple years ago. Do you want to know the title of the next episodes?
Yeah.
So for Buffy, season 5, episode 4, Out of My Mind. Maybe this is a Susie power reveal.
Ooh.
It's like mind powers.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
It'd be fun. I hope they don't wait too long, by the way, before they reveal that, because already I was like, oh, we're going to get it this episode. And we didn't. Yeah. And I wanted it. So
you're patience is not one of your best traits.
I don't have any. Yeah. It does not exist in my body. Nope.
Yeah.
I want it now.
I wanted to ask you, like, what do you like if you had to name like 3 traits, like the best of you and the worst of you had if you were split in the middle? Like, what do you think?
Oh, what would be in my sloppy Jess and which would be in my khaki Jess?
Yeah. Because like I think that like my judginess would be in my khaki oh no, that's my sloppy.
No, your other one.
My sloppy Sarah.
Sloppy Sarah, yeah.
Sloppy Sarah. I think that like so like my judginess, probably like me being like very dramatic, like not sensitive, because I think that sometimes that's a good thing, but like you know, my like me catastrophizing everything, which I guess is like kind of linked to like anxiety. And then I don't know like what like my third bad trait. I have a lot of bad traits, so it's really hard to cherry pick. But my good traits, like maybe like my empathy, my like my good listening skills, maybe my like aptitude for finding nice stationery.
This is such an important part of your personality.
Yeah. maybe that's the breakdown.
Yeah. Let's see. For my my sloppy side, probably how critical I am, both of like myself and others. I think that can be not great. Anxiety is a tough one because I would put it on the negative side. although one could argue that it's not really a personality trait, although it does sometimes feel like it.
What does Inside Out say? Is anxiety one of the core personality traits?
I mean, it's there, right? So I don't know.
Is that him? Is that the guy? Yeah, anxiety.
Yeah.
Inside Out too. I think it's the one with the hair.
It is the one with the hair. Yeah, the orange one, I think. And then probably like impatience, because that could cover like a bunch of things in terms of like you talking over people or just like not giving enough time for something to develop, that sort of a thing. And then as for like the khaki side, I mean, I feel like I'm decent at like trying to bring the positive to things, like trying to remain upbeat, even if I'm not necessarily feeling that way. Maybe creativity. Like I feel like I have a decent bit of that to offer. And then maybe my third one would be like I mean, I love animals, so something with that maybe. I always want to help animals, but I don't know, something like that. Yeah. But yep, hopefully my khaki side wins out in the war between us,
Maybe.
But anyway, so out of my mind for next week. Oh, an Angel, Untouched is the episode title. So hey, what the hell is up with that?
Poor Angel. Can't get any touching.
Not even in his dreams.
Well, maybe some touching.
Yeah, maybe in his dreams he'll get some touches. So that will be next week. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. We should be back on Thursday. So apologies for the late podcast, but you know what? Life happens, people. Okay, life.
Yeah,
happens.
I had a big party at our house to celebrate Adam and I's marriage. Like we only invited like 13 people to our wedding. So then we like threw this party during the summer to, just make sure the aunts and uncles are not in a depression over the fact that they did not get the invite, essentially. But like also Adam and I throw like a Labor Day party every year. Like it's kind of going to be like our thing. So I had like 60 people at our house, and it was just one of those. And then I was like hosting a bunch of people. It was just one of those things where I'm like, I'm so tired, you know?
Yeah. So life happens, but we're back. We'll be back next week as well. And in the meantime, check out everything else we have going on. Go check out Whirlwind Podcast. One Indescribable Podcast just celebrated their 200th episode.
Yeah.
So,
wait, are you ready? When's our 5-year anniversary just passed?
For the podcast? I think you're right. Yeah, because we started in August, right?
September.
Well, so yeah, must be close.
Yeah, happy 5-year anniversary to us.
Woo! We did it. Wood, I think, is our gift. A steak. That's perfect.
I love wood.
Look at that. Okay. There it is. So anyway, we'll be back next week. We hope you have a good one and have a great weekend. Bye.
Just ask. Shit 90 shows taught me.
Shit 90 Shows Taught Me was not filmed before a live studio audience.